Hello, are you in a market for a budget sim racing wheel? Then you have come to the right place. In this video, we are going to look at 3 best budget entry-level sim racing wheels in 2026 under $400. Links to the products you can find in the video description. Let's get started. Starting off our list is the Logitech G923, one of the most recognizable entry-level sim racing wheels on the market and still a very solid option for beginners in 2026. The G923 uses Logitech's TRUEFORCE feedback technology, which connects directly to supported games to give you additional feedback through the wheel. You can feel things like changes in the road surface, engine vibrations, curbs, and the car starting to lose grip. It's obviously not going to give you the same strength or smoothness as a more expensive direct drive setup, but if you're coming from a controller or a cheap wheel without proper force feedback, the difference is huge. The wheel itself has a leather-covered rim, metal paddle shifters, and plenty of buttons right at your fingertips. The overall build quality is also one of the stronger points of the G923. And it feels much more like a proper piece of racing equipment than a basic gaming accessory. You also get a complete 3-pedal set with throttle, brake, and clutch pedals. The progressive brake pedal provides more resistance as you press it, which can make it easier to control your braking and become more consistent over time. Another major advantage of the G923 is how simple the whole setup is. You can mount it directly to a desk if you're just getting started, or attach it to a dedicated racing cockpit later on. There are separate PlayStation and Xbox versions available, and both versions can also be used on PC. It also works with a huge selection of racing games, including popular titles like F1, Assetto Corsa Competizione, iRacing, and Forza Motorsport. Overall, if you're buying your first proper sim racing wheel and want something reliable, easy to set up, and backed by a well-established ecosystem, the Logitech G923 remains one of the safest entry-level choices under $400 in 2026. Next up is the Moza R5, and this is where things start to get a lot more serious. While the Logitech G923 uses a traditional gear-driven force feedback system, the R5 uses direct drive technology, meaning the steering wheel is connected directly to the motor. The R5 delivers up to 5.5 Newton meters of torque, which gives you stronger, smoother, and much more detailed force feedback. Small changes in grip, curbs, bumps, and weight transfer are easier to feel through the wheel, making the driving experience much more immersive. For someone upgrading from a basic racing wheel, the difference can be immediately noticeable. The R5 bundle comes with the wheelbase, an ES steering wheel, and a 2-pedal set, giving you almost everything you need to start racing straight out of the box. The wheel itself has a solid build, plenty of controls, and metal paddle shifters, while the compact wheelbase doesn't take up too much space on your desk or racing setup. Another big advantage is the Moza ecosystem. If you decide to take sim racing more seriously later on, you can upgrade to different steering wheels, better pedals, a shifter, handbrake, and other accessories without replacing your entire setup. Moza's Pit House software also gives you plenty of control over the wheelbase, allowing you to adjust things like force feedback strength, steering angle, and other settings to match different cars and racing games. The main thing to keep in mind is that the standard R5 bundle only includes 2 pedals, so there's no clutch unless you add one separately. Console compatibility is also more limited than something like the Logitech G923, making the R5 especially attractive for PC sim racers. Overall, if you want to experience direct drive without spending a huge amount of money, the Moza R5 offers an impressive combination of performance, upgradability, and value, making it one of the best entry-level direct drive options in 2026. And finally, we have the Thrustmaster T248 X, another strong entry-level option that sits somewhere between a traditional beginner racing wheel and the more serious direct drive setups. The T248X uses Thrustmaster's hybrid drive system, combining both belt and gear mechanisms to deliver force feedback. While it can't match the smoothness or strength of a direct drive wheel like the Moza R5, it still provides plenty of feedback for beginners. You'll be able to feel curbs, changes in grip, bumps, and the weight of the car through corners, giving you a much better understanding of what the car is doing compared to playing with a controller. One of the most interesting features of the T248 is the built-in display located right in the center of the wheel. In supported games, it can show useful information such as your speed, RPM, lap times, gear, and other racing data without forcing you to look away from the action. Behind the wheel, you also get magnetic paddle shifters. They're extremely responsive and designed to maintain their performance over time, although they can be noticeably louder than the paddles found on some competing wheels. The included T3PM pedal set is another major advantage. You get all three pedals, throttle, brake, and clutch, and the brake resistance can be adjusted, which gives you some flexibility depending on how you like your pedals to feel. The T248 X is designed primarily for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, making it a particularly convenient choice if you want to race across both Xbox and PC without buying separate equipment. Overall, the Thrustmaster T248 X is a great option for someone who wants a complete 3-pedal setup, strong force feedback, and useful extra features without immediately jumping into a more expensive sim racing ecosystem. For beginners looking for a capable, all-in-one package under $400, the T248 X is definitely worth considering in 2026. And that's it for this video about 3 best budget sim wheels in 2026. If you liked the video, make sure to press the like button and leave a feedback in the comments section. See you next time.